Okay, my table mate Jody swears by this. She has made this recipe to use in lasagna. So the noodles that I was talking about, this is the same Jody that has been using the palmini noodles. She has been using some to make lasagna. She's been making spaghetti. She's making all kinds of things with it. She's gone kind of crazy with the palmini. But she has also been making this turkey sausage and making it into patties. So that's what we're going to do tonight. This is the second half of chat number 359. And it was titled Simple Swaps to Save Your Points. And since I am cooking and there are other people likely to eat this, I am going to pull my hair back real quick. I'm sorry y'all have to watch while I fiddle with it, trying to get it all up, because now that it is shorter, it is hard to get it all in there. It's not quite as easy as when it was super duper long. Okay, so what Jody does with these, she makes these sausage patties and she freezes them, and she makes something that I'll tell you about when I'm stretching my time while the air fryer is going, because we are going to use the air fryer, which also saves points to make these. Okay, so let me go grab the first ingredient out of the refrigerator. I'll be right back. Okay, the first ingredient is 2 pounds of ground turkey. Now, you can make your own ground turkey. We've talked about that before. We'll talk about it again another day. I do not have time to make the ground turkey for tonight, for tonight's recipe, so we are going to use already ground turkey, but it is 2 pounds of ground turkey. To that, you're going to add 2 teaspoons of parsley, and I do not have my teaspoon with me, but teaspoons, I can eyeball it pretty well. So you're going to do 2 teaspoons of parsley flakes. Then you're going to add 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and I am using the Dax spices, even though I'm getting ready to put salt in it. These are salt-free and they're delicious. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. To that, you're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of regular pepper, so black pepper, and I'm also using Dax Steakhouse just because it is black pepper. Vicky says white or dark? White or dark? Turkey breast. So this is going to be ground turkey breast. And if I wasn't clear in the beginning, I am so sorry. So it is ground turkey breast. So you want it, if you can, get it 99% fat free. That's what you want, okay? So it's 2 pounds. Thank you for pointing that out, Vicki. I will be sure and have Casey update that on the recipe. So it's 2 pounds of 99% fat-free turkey breast, if you can find it. And then it's gonna be 2 teaspoons of parsley, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. Then we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of fennel. I don't think I've ever put fennel in anything. I don't think. But 1/2 teaspoon, so fennel must be pretty strong. Fennel must be pretty strong if you only put 1/2 teaspoon in it. And please measure this at home, ladies. Don't do like me and forget to bring a measuring spoon. Yeah. So it was a little late. Okay, yeah, good point. Debbie says, always use salt-free, then add salt if you like so that you can control the sodium and the taste. Perfect, great idea. Okay, so fennel must be pretty strong because it's 1/2 teaspoon. Also 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. Okay, so we've got 1/2 teaspoon of paprika in there. Then we have 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. That I did measure out because I didn't want it to be too hot. So 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Then if you want it, or like Debbie said, hold off on the salt until you've got everything made and see if you need to add any salt. So I'm going to hold off on the salt because I don't add much salt. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of minced onion. I'm sorry, I didn't have any onion. I didn't really feel like I was going to miss it, so I didn't do any onion. But 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And I love garlic, so I'll put a dab extra in there. Okay, so we're going to mix all this up. I am going to end up mixing it with my hands. I'm just trying to get it started with the spoon because it does have 2 teaspoons of garlic in there. And yeah. Let's see. Do y'all have any comments yet? Has anybody else made anything like this? Has anybody else made some turkey sausage? And are you all already thinking about what your swaps are going to be? Because remember, this one, if it turns out well, and I'm assuming it will because Jody has gone on and on and on about it, this one is going to save 118 points over 2 pounds. So and I know 2 pounds of sausage is a lot, but I can kick through 2 pounds of sausage in no time. Okay. Ooh, Carol Lou says she makes it all the time. So Carol, do you do anything any differently? Is there anything that you would change about what Jody had in here? So I'm going to switch to hand time because I also have to make the little patties. And Jody says that this makes 16 patties. So the 2 pounds of turkey breast with all of these seasonings in it, she says it's going to make 16 patties. And since we're doing this live, I'm not going to be able to play with it and see, you know, okay, should I have done them this size? Should I do them this size? You know, I'll figure that out for the recipe portion. And I imagine that Casey will have this recipe posted probably by Wednesday on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. There is no way that she'll have it posted tomorrow because I won't have even seen her pictures until tomorrow. Okay, so it looks like we've got a good blend of seasonings in there. And I am just going to, with the clean hand that I have left, I'm going to go ahead and take the basket out of my air fryer. So we are going to cook these in the air fryer. Okay, and Carol said she missed all of the spices that went in. She uses fennel, granulated garlic, and a pinch of cloves. Ooh, cloves, okay. Yeah, this one did not have cloves. So we're just going to make some nice little patties. And I'm going to make them a little on the smaller side just because this is live and we still have 20 minutes, but I don't want to be standing here 25 minutes later trying to figure out if we're going to have any sausage patties. You know what I mean? Okay. We're going to make I'll roll out about 6 of them because she says after this we're going to cook them on 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. So that should be plenty of time to roll out just a few more of these, and I'm not making them super thick. Ooh, and Carol says you can also add some sugar-free maple syrup. That sounds good. That sounds really, really good. Yeah, so let's talk about that, Carol Lou. Let's circle back around to that when we get to the Kelly is Killing Time portion of our chat. Okay, I'm going to make one more just so that you all are not, just so you all are not sitting there watching me roll patties. And I don't know if you noticed this, but they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger as I roll them. So I don't know what is up with that. Okay, so there we go. We've got 2 really small ones, 1 medium-sized one, and 2 that have grown a little bit larger. Okay, and yes, Melissa, that sounds fantastic. Okay, let me wash my little grubby hands real quick, and I'll be right back. Y'all just keep throwing out those ideas because they are sounding fantastic. Oh, and I'm so excited. I'll tell y'all this while it's in here cooking. Okay, so Jody says make 16 patties. I have made 5 so far just to see how they turn out. And she said to put them in the air fryer on 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna start with 8 and see how it goes. Okay. 350 for 8. Okay, so we're gonna start with 8 minutes and see how that works. Okay, so a couple of things while we're waiting on those to cook. First thing is we have something pretty exciting happening it's just exciting to me. It's probably not exciting to anybody else, but anyway, we have something pretty exciting, I think, happening in the showroom this week, and I want you all to see next week if you can figure it out. Ooh, great idea. Okay, Trish says use an ice cream scoop. That way they'll all be close to the same size. Perfect. I need to find a pen. I need to find a pen and write that down. Okay, ice cream scoop. Got it, Trish. Katie says, I bet the syrup would make a maple-like sausage. Sure, you could sub the turkey with any sausage recipe you have. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And now I'm thinking we're definitely going to do what Debbie said and try it in a sausage ball recipe. Melissa says, ooh, even just maple flavor. Yep, that would work too. So one of the things that Jody does that I thought was a great idea, and I think that's why in my head I'm making these the size that I'm making them. So Jody makes, she takes English muffins and makes eggs, and then she makes her sausage patties, and she goes ahead and makes herself like an English muffin, like a McMuffin, like a McDonald's sausage and egg McMuffin. Sounds like a great idea, Jody. And then she lets everything cool off, wraps them up, and then she puts them in the freezer. So if she wants to have an English muffin, a McMuffin, she just pulls them out and then heats them up, and she's got one. So no driving through the drive-thru, no spending extra money, and it's a heck of a lot less points than if she gets them at Mickey D's. And let's face it, if we go to Mickey D's, I don't know, we tend to start adding other things to our order besides just what we originally went for. I'm thinking though, however, and I was gonna do it this morning, but we didn't get up early enough before church to get this done. I think I'm going to make a batch. If these turn out like I think they're going to, and only 2 minutes in, it's already smelling pretty good actually from all those seasonings, but I'm thinking I'm going to use that Dash waffle maker. And you know the protein waffles that I made, it's been a few weeks ago now, probably 6 weeks ago. Those are the only kinds, that's the only breakfast so far that we have found that Alyssa will eat on a regular basis with no squalling and whining. I think I'm going to make some of those, let those cool off, stick an egg and the sausage in that, or maybe just the sausage in there, wrap those up and freeze them. And wouldn't that be good with the maple in there? Okay, so Sarah said you don't use an egg as a binder. She did not. You know, I wondered about that today too, but you're going to find out here in 6 minutes. You're going to find out if not using an egg worked out okay, because I was really curious about the egg too. And let's see, Carol Lou says, I do that also. She wraps them individually and freezes for a quick grab and microwave breakfast. Yeah, perfect. So Carol, do you put an egg in yours? When you make yours, do you put an egg in there as a binder? And is there anyone else that's doing that? So let's see, we're already going to make McMuffins. We are going to make, what are those called? So what are those called at McDonald's when it has like a waffle on either side? What are, McGriddle? Yeah, oh, and Lynn says no on the egg as a binder. And Melissa said, I bet if you use this sausage with the Carb Smart Bisquick, and some string cheese would bring it way down. Yeah, I bet it would. And Carol Lou says no, she does not use egg as a binder, but she has seen some recipes that use egg whites as a binder. Okay, interesting. So what are those called at McDonald's? Is it called a McGriddle? Because I'm thinking that's what I'm going to make. Instead of the McMuffins, I think I'm going to make a McGriddle because those are really, really good. And it's like, but I think the McGriddles, are they waffles? I think they are. So they're like maple flavored waffles, and then they have sausage in between. Wouldn't that be yummy? Are y'all hungry now? So it is, let's see, it is 15 till 9. Yeah, Lynn says it's a McGriddle. So it is 15 till 9, and I've already eaten, but now I'm starving again because we were talking about food. Yeah. Lynn says pancakes. So is it pancakes? The McGriddles are a pancake. They're not a waffle. Melissa says, yeah, your cream cheese. I get excited and don't hit the, cream cheese. Oh, yeah. Hold on. So what Melissa actually was trying to say is, I bet if you use the sausage with the Carb Smart Bisquick, and my cream cheese. Oh, yeah. And I haven't done exactly what you just said, but I have used the fat-free cream cheese, which again is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I've used that, and they turn out so good. They turn out so good and creamy. Okay, what else would y'all make with this sausage? And I've got to tell you, we're halfway there. If this is going to be the appropriate amount of time to cook them, and the spices smell really good. So it smells really, really good. Carol Lou, have you ever fed these to civilians, to somebody that's not doing Weight Watchers, and have they said that they thought that it tasted like sausage? I'm just curious, because if this works, obviously I'm going to try and pass it off on the son-in-law and the grandkids. Let's see, let me find something to put this on. May have to, I don't know, the girls here at the new Casey Kitchen Center showroom, they do not seem to be as big into plates as I was at the old one. Let me look for one. Okay, so here's it's not little, but here's a plate we can put them on. And then let me grab a fork. So we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes until we can try this. Debbie says you can cook and make a quiche. Ooh, yeah, and use it in place of Jimmy Dean crumbles. Well, that sounds good. What else have y'all got? Because you've already got me hungry. Y'all are already starving me to death. So what else have you got? And I will tell you, oh, and Debbie says, yeah, use it on pizza for sausage. Vicky says lasagna, add Italian Dano seasoning. That sounds good. That sounds really, really good. And okay, so this same sausage recipe, that's one of the things that Jody is making her lasagna with. Sorry, I'm pointing the fork at you all. That's one of the things that that's one of the things that Jody is doing is she's using the palmini, I guess it's lasagna noodles, and she's making lasagna with this sausage that she's been making. Yeah. Sounds super duper yummy. And Carol says bolognese sauce. Yep, that would be really good too. Y'all are killing me because I don't get to eat again tonight, and I'm starving. I'm officially starving now. Okay. Oh, 1 minute before we can check and see if it was 8 minutes or 10 minutes. So again, let me run down it real quick in the 1 minute. 2 pounds of ground turkey breast, and we've talked a few months ago about how to make your own ground turkey breast, or chicken breast. I'll try to find that, and we'll just redo that again another day. Super easy to do though. I just didn't have time today. So 2 pounds of ground turkey breast, 99% lean if possible. 2 teaspoons of parsley. 2 teaspoons of parsley. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of fennel. 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If you want it, 2 teaspoons up to 2 teaspoons of salt, or you can leave it out. 1 teaspoon of minced onion and 2 teaspoons of garlic. And again, I'll have Casey will try to have that posted by Wednesday-ish. Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking it's going to be more than 8 minutes. I'm thinking it's going to be 10 minutes. I don't know. Let me grab one of the little ones and see if it's heated through. Ooh, and you know what would have been really good on this? If I had put, well, they're crispy, that's for sure. If I had put nutritional yeast on there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip them, and I'm going to put them in for 4 more minutes. Okay, so I'm going to put them back in there for 4 more minutes. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Carol Lou says she's made them into mini meatballs and put into soup like minestrone or lentil. And Debbie says, or Italian wedding soup. Exactly. Okay, so this is... Oh, that's pretty cooked. Actually, that's cooked. Okay. Oh, and Mary says sage spice. That would be really good, too. I do like sage. Okay, so they're not brown because it's not, pork sausage. We'll see how this tastes. So this one was one of the smaller patties, and I had it in there for 350 degrees for 8 minutes. So now I'm letting the bigger ones cook for about 4 more minutes. Let's see how this tastes. It smells really good. It does taste really good too. That mix of spices is really good. I'm going to say okay, here's what I would do differently next time. I think what I would do differently next time, I think I would mix all the spices together first and then put those into the sausage, because I've got like a heavy, and this was live, we have to try it once, so I'm heavy on the parsley on this side of this one, so I think I will add to this to mix all of the spices together first before mixing it into the turkey. It's good though. Might need just a pinch, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking if all of the spices had been mixed together, because like now I just hit some garlic and some red pepper flake. Okay, definitely adding that to my notes. Carol Lou, do you do that when you make this? Do you mix your spices first? And I think these are cooked because that is well done on the inside. Carol Lou, do you mix all of your spices together first before you mix it, before you put it into the patty? Or do you wait? Or do you do it like I did it? And just put them in one at a time. Okay, and I'm gonna try one of these others because, I don't know if you can tell, these seem to have the spices a little more evenly distributed, I guess, than that first one that I tried. So let's try one of these. And I really don't know what fennel tastes like by itself. I don't think I do. So I can't tell if I got any, I cannot tell if I got any in this or not. So here's a bite out of one of the ones that I let cook just a little bit longer, and the spices seem to be more evenly distributed. So let's see what this tastes like. But yeah, I can see that with the maple syrup. That would be really good. And Carol, who pan cooks hers. Oh, and they do get brown when you pan cook them. I think these were starting to get that way. That's pretty dang good. Yeah, I think mixing the spices together, because that is more even. And just because y'all are starving me to death and we still have just a few minutes, I'm gonna try one other thing with them. Let's see what it tastes like with just a little bit of sugar-free maple syrup. Just, you know, just so I'll know how it's gonna taste if I make those waffles to go with it. Okay. So this is the last thing, and then I will let you all go. Oh, totally. Yeah, totally with the maple syrup. Okay. I'm doing that. I am 100% on board for making these, making Jody's turkey sausage. Totally on board with doing that. Adding maple syrup. And okay, Shirley says she's confused. Is it turkey breast or turkey sausage? So Shirley, we took ground turkey breast. So we took 99% fat-free ground turkey breast. So it was already ground. It was already ground. We took that and then added some ingredients that my friend Jody had come up with, a mixture that she had come up with, mixed all that together, made little patties, and we made turkey sausage patties out of the turkey, out of the ground turkey. Does that make sense? And Shirley, there will be, this recipe will be posted after I tweak it a little bit more. It will be posted over on my blog, and that's IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It's just IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And it'll be posted later in here too. And when my daughter Casey posts this later, that'll all be posted together so that you can find it. It'll have pictures. It'll have step-by-step instructions. We'll talk about the fact that I changed up a little bit, like the addition of adding the seasonings together, like blending the seasonings together before they go into the meat. I think I'm going to add that as a step. The addition of maple syrup, if you like maple syrup. A couple of you suggested sage. I think that would be a great idea. I love sage in my sausage, but if you don't, you don't. So yeah, and you're most welcome, Shirley. But I think when I make those the waffles, I think I'm definitely going to, I don't know, either the waffles or the sausage is going to have the maple syrup flavor in it, because this was good. So this was good without it. It was really good. It was really, really good with the maple syrup, the sugar-free maple syrup. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go because I need to get the rest of these into the air fryer before I can head home. But we will tweak this a little bit. Thank you very much, Jody, and her last name is Garavaglia. If I didn't say it correctly, she'll never know because she's never on Facebook. But if you all happen to see her Tuesday at our in-person Weight Watchers meeting, please tell her thank you. Please tell her that you tried it, that you tried the recipe, and that you loved it. And I hope you all will wait for the recipe to come out probably on Wednesday. But thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, I know, I love doing these too, Carol Lou. If you're watching this on YouTube, just let that next video roll over, and I promise it'll be something fun. And pretty please click on that subscribe button and go ahead and click that little bell so that you will know when the next video is coming out. It'll announce it to you and it'll let you know. But I hope you all had fun tonight. I did, and now I've got the startings of breakfast for the next few days. But y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.